Hello and welcome into the SorareData Gameweek 416 preview. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare, joined once again by Quinny. Apologies to everyone who is joining live because we're late. And this wasn't like a regular late. I knew I was late, but I was talking to Quinny about my son playing football this weekend. And it was one of those, like, you ever talk to somebody who's just like this super expert on something, and you're like, I'm just going to keep talking. And that's how I felt with Quinny. So I apologize to everybody who was really looking for this preview, but I just had to keep picking Quinny's brain while I had him. So apologies, and Quinny, sorry that we're late here too.
No, I don't. No, I'm very glad. Thanks for saying so, and it's, I'm glad you think of me as much. But yeah, thanks for having us on again. And I don't think anyone will mind we're late, because it's like with these streams anyway. You're getting comfy, you're getting set up, and getting ready to go. And I was just, when the intro tune came on, just diving into the live chat. A lot of familiar names and faces out to see us in. It's I don't know, like this last international little hurdle, this little stretch we've got for game week 416, the game week's running away from us. These game weeks are always a little bit of fun, because as soon as the deadline happens, we're in, and it's like, yeah, we've done it, we made it.
Yes, I'm glad you said that, because whenever the winter solstice is, like December 21st, every December 22nd, my brother calls like everyone, and he's like, we made it. The days are going to get longer. It's all good. Here we go. And I feel like, tomorrow at, 1 second after the deadline, everyone's like, all right, back to club football. Let's get it. But we still have some internationals to get through for this midweek. I believe SR Monkey, well, I know that the streak is end. Kev Hurd was first in today. SR Monkey saying, I believe SR Monkey had like a 4 or 5 stream streak of being the first in the comments.
Wow.
Or in the chat, excuse me. So
on fire.
Yeah, every streak must come to an end at some point. The Good Place said, when you own South American players, the international break is already over, which is true. We'll get to that as well. Glenn, what's up? Chesney's here. Wilson, Mike Baston, Raul, and then we've got all of the good Quinny fist bumps. This is like one of my favorite things of having you on as well, because I get to be on this side of the fist bumps, which is always great. David, Sari, and Bullstar, what's up, guys? Kev Hurd says he's sorry to SR Monkey for coming in first, but he's not actually sorry. I get it. I know. But anyway, let's jump in to game week 416, which again, we're almost back to full-fledged club football. We do have a few club matches here, for everybody who has stacked Shanghai Port in the Chinese Super League this week. We do actually have some Brasileiro this week, Brazil Serie A, if you will. J-League is back on Friday, but it's like just before the deadline. So that's why we have some of those matches that are coming up. And I believe there's some K-League as well. Yeah, there is. There's Pohang. And then, got my River Plate boys this week. But Quinny, surely we just need to get out of this game week, right? Like, have you made your lineups for the weekend already?
Yeah, I've been doing them for the last 24 hours on the SorareData app, of course. Straight away, because the cap scores, you need them to kind of move around a little bit more for some guys, so you can't get too far ahead of yourself just yet. But I think now it's kind of safe to kind of plug some players in some positions. I think we're just about there. So yes, I've been doing that over the last 24 hours, and I've got one team for this midweek, one full 5-man effort. So
yeah, there we go.
Almost there.
Glenn makes this great point though with the K-League, and actually let me just pull up the Asia. We'll skip second division for a quick second, but the only K-League game is Pohang against Incheon. No AA, most likely, because we don't have the live scoring for the K-League. So that is a real bummer for those who have this incredible player right here, Alexander Grant, which it looks like
that's awful.
That's
a post-split match.
Yeah,
Pohang currently in second, Incheon 6th. So Incheon are the plum fixture of the split. So that's unless you're picking a guy that's decisive only, that's all he's got going for him anyway.
Right.
Then that's maybe going to be a bit of a kick in the stones for you. So, ouch, man.
That is exactly how I feel. That's actually my Alexander Grant card that I have was a jersey mint that I won. I had somebody say recently, like, oh, you can't win jersey mints or one-ofs. And I'm pretty sure they've never rewarded one-ofs, but jersey mints are available. So let's see. I'm just coming in here because Josh said Asia is good this week if you own J-League and CSL players. And let's see. I just pulled up Champion Asia Rare, 73 rare cards up for grabs, which seems pretty good when these are all of the games.
Yeah, for sure. 70 cards. Yeah. Big time, man.
That seems like way too many, in fact.
It is close to end of season, and they're not 3D. So maybe they don't mind running out on these ones this year. Like
handing out the 2Ds as much as possible.
Yeah. Just get them out.
Just get them out. Yeah. I have like significant disappointment whenever I win a 2D card now. Like, I love to hear everyone when they're like complain about rewards, like, oh, I like to win, winning anything is great. Winning 2D cards just feels like a disappointment at this point. That's all.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've not won since it became 3D. I don't think I've won a 2D card, if you get me. But I don't think I've won that much. Well, I've won a few wee bits actually, but I think in Asia, and America, I suppose actually. Yeah, It's pretty much that's where you're going to be getting. It's on the menu. But yeah, 70 odd cards, that's incredible. And that's good to see because the Asia region and a lot of the card holders have had a rough season. You know what I mean? So like the longer they can get love, because it's kind of exclusive to them as it can be, the better, I think,
It's a nice way to think of it, for sure. So yeah, Urawa, the biggest favorite among minted teams. I don't even know who. Let's see. Does anybody even play for Shanghai Port? Oh, we got a few.
Ooh.
Oh,
Vargas. Who's Wooly?
Wooly, I believe, is like the worldwide leader in big chances missed.
No way.
It's a significant number, if I remember correctly. Let me see here. 21 big chances missed in his last 15 games. Like I think it was SorareData posted something that like over the last whatever the game weeks were, so he's got 40 big chances missed in his last 40 games, but it was like double the big chances missed as Erling Haaland, and everyone loves to talk about how many chances big chances Haaland misses, and Wu Li is like, hold my beer, I got this.
Drop my beer.
Yeah. But it's decent score. It's kind of weird how little, how few, for how many dark greens there are here, and there are 0 scores over 90.
Yeah,
and yet
his base score's 30, really, then, isn't it? If you start with a BCM, so he starts with 30 before the game goes.
Fair enough. But yeah, so all those Wu Li, all 40 rare holders and 4 super rare holders of Wu Li will be able to celebrate this week as they are heavily favored against Beijing Guoan.
There's another guy in that team, by the way, Vargas, who was a pick on my channel when the Turkish league first came out. I think it was Balotelli's team he played for.
The only thing I remember about him is that he's like looking to the side. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, aye. They all had funny pictures, that team. Muric was in that team as well, wasn't he? They all had funny pictures. So it's not really turned up yet, has he? But maybe he will.
Maybe he's heating up a little bit, just getting used to Shanghai. Although, I guess it's been a while.
You're waiting for the Penfez rule to come into effect, where he's been there for 3 months and now he's got the translate. He knows how to speak to his translator. He knows how to get around. He's settled in, and then he just starts banging.
And then, exactly. Oh, this is Oscar's team.
Oh yeah, good.
This is
have
just
players in.
Thank God he does not have cards.
A very interesting statistic I seen on my timeline over the weekend is Neymar, of course, is getting all the plaudits for all these goals for Brazil. The single player to assist Neymar in scoring for Brazil the most is Oscar.
Really?
With five. And he's not played since 2012 or something like that.
That's wild.
Thought that was a crazy stat. Shows you how many penalties he scores. That's what I thought.
Wow. Lunique here says Nagadu will keep Wooly quiet. He is on this other Beijing Guoan team. So there are some cards. Actually, he's got a ton of cards, doesn't he? He's been on the platform for a decade. Yeah, 24 super rares. I mean, that's but probably not a huge score this week against Oscar and Wooly. But anyway, let's see. Second division Europe is closed, and America division has, let's see, Colombia, Argentina, and Brazil. But as we all know, there are not really that many teams. So I guess we've got some. Miami plays Charlotte this midweek.
Yeah. It's a catch-up game. I think that was called off for some reason, maybe, or postponed for something. Maybe I'm wrong. But they're playing twice head-to-head.
Yeah. So who knows about Messi? Surely is he back? I don't even know if anybody in chat knows. But somebody was asking like how much we think he'll play. What is your expectation given that they've been like eliminated from playoffs?
I think it's put your feet up, Messi, kind of time. So a couple of games left before the home stretch.
Yeah.
I don't think he's on the predicted team to come back from international duty for this one. I've seen Gator guys picked him up, so that's just going to be an extra little bit of jinx factor, just because someone's bought him. And they're really happy about it. So he's not going to play for a while. That's just what's going to happen. So yeah, it feels inevitable.
Yeah. Strangely, they've got back-to-backs against Charlotte.
Yeah.
But yeah, that the season is closing, and the Good Place said it was postponed because of the League Cup final, which makes sense. I don't think anybody was expecting Miami to make that run. But SR Monkey says Messi's still in Argentina, so that would be tough to make this game. And Mike Basson was saying how Swiderski's not expected to be back because he's been with Poland. I believe he scored yesterday when we didn't need him to score. I needed him to score last midweek. But what are you going to do? Classic international break. Kev said, that's right. Both teams can't make the playoffs. So who knows what will happen with that one.
Yeah.
Did I lose? There we go. But yeah, we've got, let's see, Argentinos is, who are they? That's away to Gimnasia. Actually, Gimnasia is probably favored in that one, or maybe a pick. A lot of clubs, not a lot of cards here. What's our...
Argentina seem to be 5th in the league at the moment. Gimnasia in 14th. You tend to want these guys to be good at home, but I think all the home fixtures, I don't think any of the games are that particularly good for the home teams in Argentina. Yeah. But maybe Argentinos is maybe the exception there because Argentinos are normally pretty tidy.
We still have a star at the top of Champion America Rare and 62 rewards, 11 in Rare Pro with a star also in first place, which, there's just not that many cards, I feel like. Racing's got a bunch, but not that many. Obviously, there are a ton of River Plate cards. I believe somebody commented the other day that they are back as a licensed team. They're back on the list, but we haven't seen new cards yet. So who knows when those will come any moment, I'm sure. But yeah, nothing seems to jump out. I don't even know who that is.
It's quite quiet. When it gets to the playoff period, it does feel like the America region, like SO5-wise, it does just kind of die off the radar in some sense because we've never really had huge Brazilian kind of footprint. The Argentinian clubs are kind of all over the place in terms of when we've had the licenses and stuff like that, and whatever. So yeah, it feels like it's at that point already where you're looking at the matchups tab and some of those clubs are popping up, and like China, similarly, there's a few cards maybe in a few of the teams, but there's just not much where you're like, oh yeah, this is a huge one for Flamengo this week, car.
Exactly.
You can't really take it like that because we've not got it in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I will say that a lot of guys from River Plate are on international duty right now. So they even some of the domestic matches in Brazil and Argentina could be missing players because of that. And Mike Basson is thankfully correcting me, and it's going to take me a long time with this one. But yes, Rare Plus, not Rare Pro. Sorry.
Yeah. I thought it was very American, Rare Plus.
I can't stand the name Rare Plus, but
yeah,
it's not my game. Anyway, Felix said, what's going on with the Premier League new season cards? So many players missing, especially from Chelsea. I'm guessing pictures? I don't know. Who's missing?
Chelsea, everyone who's injured, I think, doesn't have a pick. Doesn't have a. There's a lot of injured players that are missing from the Premier League, and Chelsea have got a lot of them.
I remember you commenting on your stream yesterday that Nkunku doesn't have Chelsea cards yet, so that's certainly one. Although we probably have pictures anyway, but that doesn't mean they all have cards yet.
Rare Plus isn't going down well in the chat either.
Yeah, I don't know. I got no answer other than maybe they missed picture day or they're just waiting because they're injured. Champion and Challenger obviously are empty as well with the international break. So that brings us to Denmark. Away to San Marino. That's like 90% to score at least 3 goals. That seems pretty good. I will say that there is some expectation, not expectation, but there's a thought that Denmark could rotate because they can. And so that is just one thing to watch out for with that match. But let's see, where are they? Who do we have here? This is probably all the starters from the last game anyway. Joachim Andersen continues to crush. And obviously we are a little whacked out here with Christian Eriksen, probably not starting at center back.
No, probably not. But
let's see. They're coming off a 3-1 against Kazakhstan. Eriksen, Robert Skov. Yeah, Anderson, Jonas Wind.
Skov.
That seems like you must have had at some point for a while.
No, but see, Skov's a football index guy. So see Robert Skov, see when he was at Copenhagen, he would have been a monster in SO5. Like, I don't think you'll have it on that. But
yeah, no.
If you look at his time at Copenhagen, he was like, he'd have been Cecilia, like crazy. Like assists and goals all the time. So seeing him getting in the national team is good fun.
Yep. Mike's thinking surely they rotate, excuse me. So, Sven said the recent Danish fixtures, Finland, Kazakhstan, and San Marino twice. If you got these guys back in August for those fixtures, then that's surely what you would have wanted. But this is the last shot. Let's see. Who do they got the next one? Slovenia and Northern Ireland in the next international break.
Nice. You might have seen this, right? But last minute, there's been a few last minute changes to that Danish squad. But Dahlberg, who was called in to replace somebody, has now dropped out the squad and he's been replaced finally, by Matt O'Reilly. So O'Reilly's expected to get some minutes in this game. Don't know if he'll start, but his Superrare's on auction at the moment. And if he starts getting international utility, then that card is going to be something else this year, particularly for Denmark.
Yeah. This Denmark team is legit. Like they have some very good players, and thankfully a lot of them are minted, so we can just go and scoop their cards when they can.
Yeah. So, Mono O'Reilly.
Jonathan says, "Do we know which teams have double game week this game week?" I assume that means for the current game week, meaning 4/15.
It's like everyone that plays tonight
is probably a double, right?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with. I think everyone that plays today was in it.
Right,
Friday, wasn't it?
So yeah, Azerbaijan, Austria, Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Portugal, Luxembourg, Slovakia, Belgium, Sweden. Actually, that was Sweden. I think played a friendly earlier, so they're not on a double. Iceland definitely played earlier. Greece and the Netherlands, Liechtenstein. I'm not sure. I don't know how many cards.
Ireland against Gibraltar.
Oh yeah, and then Ireland. Yeah, so those are them. And Sven's wondering if Franco Armani plays for River this game week. I don't know. He's with the internet with the national team, but I think they're local, like they're close. So yeah. That's a big question.
Is he doing the Sean Johnson role if he'll just run away for international duty just to like go and have training with them for like 5 days and then kid on his part of it and then just go back home again?
I'm not sure he is Sean Johnson. I love that.
That's what I used to always feel when he was at New York anyways. He was always getting called in to be like number 3 goalkeeper behind like Turner and Stefan, whatever his name is, the other guy. And it's just like, why are you even doing this? Like,
And then he got stuck behind like Horvath for randomly.
yeah, exactly.
This is Franco Armani all time on Sorare just for Argentina.
Yeah, DNP.
Like he's always there.
Right.
Let's see, good old Sean John. I think didn't he play in the Gold Cup like 2 years ago?
I think he maybe got a bit of utility at one bit. No, but maybe not. Well, it might not have been SO5 scored. Whatever his utility was, which would have been useless.
This game against at St. Kitts, surely. No, I think pretty sure that one was covered. Oh, I mean, we wouldn't have it if it wasn't. So yeah. There is Sean Johnson's long and industrious career for the U.S. men's national team. Kev Hurd's calling him the U.S. Scott Carson.
Yeah. Just go in there to hang out with Messi and just make sure there's another goalkeeper in the goalkeeper department.
Yep. Let's make sure we keep the lights on. Let's see. Surely they trying to see if they bring a third or if he's the only one. No, he might be the only one. All right. I mean, Martinez comes up lame a little bit. You never know.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's weird they don't, because Romero's the Boca keeper, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
also with no cards.
Does he still get no cards? I thought he did have some somehow.
Did he have some?
If you said he doesn't, I'll believe you. No problem.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I just always thought he was a guy that maybe had like 30 knocking around from somewhere.
Josh says Musso, Benitez, Armani are the 3 backups, basically. Rui is currently.
I like Musso. He's a good keeper.
Mm-hmm.
He's never cheap.
Never.
He's not that great. He's just good. But he's
a guy who doesn't play for Argentina.
But he's a legit good goalkeeper. You know, that's why I like. You know, he's like a proper good guy. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess he got one stud. That's all we have with these guys. One green dot somewhere when they know they're just going to blow someone out. But, yeah, well.
Yeah, we cheeky 72.
Right. Okay, Denmark, Ukraine, Paraguay. Why not? Hungary and Serbia.
Season.
Those are our biggest favorites for the midweek. And then Argentina. I'm hoping that I have a Pedro Gallese, so I'm hoping that Argentina let up a little bit away to Peru, but it seems unlikely.
No, I don't think so. I think Argentina, Nico Gonzalez is starting to get minutes for them as well. And Argentina, I think are going to have a good weekend or a good international break. Lautaro Martinez is getting a new contract offer as well from Inter Milan to be like the highest paid player in the league and all that good stuff. Wow. So he's probably walking on sunshine now as well. So it's probably a good time to be in the Argentina camp, I think.
Do you think he doesn't play because he doesn't want to jeopardize any possibility that the contract goes away if he gets hurt?
Nah.
No.
Yeah. Right. Nah, no chance.
That's fair. K Sorare saying in Cap 240, I can run a 4-man J League and CSL lineup or a 5-man Pohang stack with no AA. Which one do I go for? I know my answer, but I'm very curious what you think.
I take the China team all day.
Me too.
China
Wouldn't
all
even
day.
think about it.
China's a great dice roll, no matter what's going on, because one of those guys, all of them could just hit 80s or something, depending on who you've got. So there's not that many of them, so they're all potentially a wee smasher. So that's definitely a dice roll I'd be taking.
Like the Pohang stack with no AA. So you need probably 2 decisives, right? Because 2 decisives at least gets you to 120.
Oh, for 240.
We have to get to 280 now. So 100 you need 2 decisives. Does that even 2 decisives with the XP probably gets you there. But
yeah. You need at least one. There's no AA actually. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, you definitely need 2 at least. I think you're right there. Goalkeeper included, maybe for 3, because XP won't carry it as far for 35 points. It's only going to be an extra nothing. So yeah, captains. Yeah, I would go China all day.
Me too. It's going to be fun when Sorare like wins Cap 240 with his 400s from China. Andy Black just checking in, saying how much he hates the international break, which is funny because I feel like Andy would be somebody with a ton of international cards.
Yeah.
But who knows?
It's actually setting the teams up, but that's where he's probably not bothered.
What do our rewards look like for this game week? What I'm always surprised at is the number of people who play 240 over All-Star during internationals, even though, like, I feel like if you don't think, and I know this sounds counter, but like if you're struggling to score 280 for the threshold, why not just play All-Star where there are more like card prizes? Like we do see 4-man lineups win cards sometimes. I think actually Surface was like winning U23 rare with Fred Emmings goalie last week. And it was like, if you can possibly get away with that, why do we have 3 times the people in Cap 240 still?
I think it's one of those ones where it's a wee bit easier to imagine as a worst case scenario. You get an average of, with your XPs and your captain picks and whatever, you could maybe squeeze that out. But I think when you pull it off, like you say there, you kind of know you're going to go and try it. Like there's not that many goalkeepers in the region or something like that. Or, you get 2 or 3 guys that are like genuinely 100 capable and you have to put a team out regardless of not having the goalkeeper. And it's still managed to smash its way over the top. It's kind of that kind of team. So I think, if it's not that type of team that could really just be totally unstoppable, then, when you put it into 240, that it's only got one fight to fight, and as long as it contends with that, you're happy. I had a 4-man effort, excuse me, in 240 this week, and I needed Ferran Torres at the very last night to score like 55 points or something. I've not checked for Opta screwing me this morning. They've not. He scored 56. I needed him to score like 53, 54 or something. So that was with a 4-man team, which was I'm quite happy about. So
love to see it.
284 points. I don't think that carded. So it's just about got over the line, I guess. That's captaining a guy with a 60 with no AA. So yeah, I get what you mean with the 4-mans can hit big, but I think you've got unreal guys. I need that. That's a different team you've put together almost.
Yeah, that's fair. SR Monkey said he's hoping to get 7 cards out of 8 teams this game week, mostly backup players. So are those backup players like club backup players who are starters internationally, or literally backup players during the international? Actually, you know what, Quinny? We could just find out ourselves.
Snoop Monkey.
Beauty of the blockchain here.
Yeah.
It's really just Sorare.
There's no hiding, Monkey. We can see your teams.
Let's see it.
We can see the secret sauce.
Where are these backups? What are we doing here?
Yeah, decent man. Tier 3.
Okay, that's what he was saying. Which in All-Star Limited, I don't see any. Let's see here. Simicas, all right, that's fine. I love a good cheeky Mike Mignon comment. Just thrown into Cap 220 Limited there.
I never do that enough, by the way. I may do it this weekend.
Although I do like the strategy, and I feel like I apologize because I forget who was the first one to bring it up, but everyone always talks about, when you play 220, you can always use the scarcity below, and so that's where you get your goalkeeper. But the strategy that I think that works out more is instead of using it's almost cheaper to buy the goalkeeper and then get the common Bellingham or whoever, and it was like, those are the scores you really want. And so if you like pony up a little bit for the goalie, at least, and there are cheap enough goalies out there, but you can then get like a real smasher in the common and just play from there. But anyway.
Love it.
Let's see. Yeah, we got some guys out in Saudi Arabia and whatnot. Got a threshold. SR Monkey just killing it again.
Yeah. International breaks. Some great players that come up in these breaks, eh? Joachim Anderson, 91 points. Jesus. Portugal were a bit of a letdown on their first match of their double game week, so we're hoping for big Portugal scores tonight, I think.
Absolutely.
Because they were a bit of a letdown against Slovakia. So
Except
5-wise.
Bruno was good.
Oh, was he? Well done.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Bruno had 2. It was this match. I think he had 2 assists of the 3. Yeah, 2 assists, Ronaldo brace. But everyone else, nobody played Ruben Diaz thinking 32 points was coming their way. And then, so where Josh says he plays a Carlos Gil common each week in MLS Pro, which is, that's exactly what you should do. Love it.
Love it.
So pick scores, some guy named Neymar is first. I've heard of him, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel
away to Uruguay is not a great game. This is a bit of a derby. Like Brazil, Uruguay is like that's a bit of a fight.
Yep. There are some like really fun for the neutral matchups in South America. That is one of them. But the pick scores, still all in on Neymar. What I think the really nice thing about Neymar now is he's going to play for Brazil. Like previously when he played at PSG or Barcelona, and usually he played anyway, but it was kind of like, oh, maybe they could rest him. But like this is his top team. And so I'm not sure he's just dying to get back to, I keep forgetting which one he's, Al Hilal. Like he's going to play for Brazil. So we should be fine. Otamendi's had a pretty good break for Argentina. Was it a goal? Yeah, it was a goal.
He's living a second life, isn't he?
He really
Since
is.
leaving Man City,
He was supposed to go to River Plate too and decided to stay at Benfica. And anyone who kept that card, well done. We've got Harry Kane. Oh my gosh, Paulo Diaz. Surely that is not really, man, that would be nice for me at least. And there's Anderson. Schultz, which is part of the J-League matches for the midweek. And it's a lot of goalies up here, I feel like. Ray, Martinez.
Yeah. Trubin.
Yep.
What's under 23s like then for goalkeepers? It's always a fun dynamic with these international midweeks we've had for the last couple of Mondays.
We've got Trubin and whoever Moises Ramirez is, who has no cards. So it's just Trubin.
Trubin season. Love it.
Harry was here, I think, earlier. Harry, did you buy a Trubin yet?
Bottom. Oh, is Harry in the market for a Trubin?
Harry, I feel like every one of these random midweeks, Harry's like, you look and you're like, who on earth has cards for this U23 midweek? And it's like, there's Harry Trades who got the guy three days ago before we all thought of it. Trubin's probably a little more high profile than the ones that Harry tends to find. But he did it.
Yeah.
Was that 2 game weeks ago where we only had one? And then he scored like a 16. Which guy was that? I think it was last midweek, right?
Yeah. Oh, Hein? No, not Hein.
This guy, Iker Alvarez.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he dropped to 16.8 in a 4-0 loss to away to Romania.
Good lads.
That, in fact, that was the game week that Surface, I don't know if he ended up winning it, but he played, what did I say that was? 4-16? 4-14? Did he? Oh, he finished 4th. But yeah, the Fred Emmings, 0, nice. Haaland, Vinicius, Enzo, and Sutalo.
Yeah. See, I mean, like, that's not. They're not 240 players. Those guys, like, they're smashers. Like,
for sure. So yeah, U23 looking very goalkeeper wise, looking very light this midweek. Do we have how many prizes we have in U23? Limited has 333. Rare has 74.
Fun.
74 in a game week where there's one. Did we say there was one goalie?
Yes, we did.
True.
Go check my teams again. Just the troops. Troopinator.
Man.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
Yeah, that's a. John Andrews said an Andorra keeper dropping a low score in an international week. What a surprise! I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Jonathan said, I can see Portugal rotate their top of the table by an absolute mile. As long as João Felix gets in and scores 3 times, we'll all be happy, I think.
Yeah, they could. I think with Portugal, but is they are quite happy to stat pad. So like Ronaldo will play for as long as he wants.
I was going to say Ronaldo will definitely want to do that.
Aye. If Felix says I want a couple of goals, they'll probably let him play as well. So I think there may be some rotation to guys like the busybodies in midfield and the fullbacks and whatever. But I think a lot of the key guys like Ruben Diaz or some of these guys that just want to get a lot of caps as well. Some of them want to be like, I want to have as many bloody caps as I can get. So depends on who we're talking about. Some of them are kind of mainstays, but yeah, definitely think there's some room for the fringes.
I will say that I don't think there is anything Ronaldo likes more than playing against European minnows in any sort of international qualifying.
He will do that until he's 45, won't he?
2 against Liechtenstein. Absolutely. Let's see. Ghana. That's certainly not a qualifier. Oh, good game against Switzerland. North Macedonia. There we go. He just loves to beat up on Luxembourg. Hat trick there. 2 against Ireland. Oh, there's Luxembourg again. 2 against Sweden. He loves it.
Yeah.
So no offense to Bosnia and Herzegovina, but Ronaldo may be coming.
I'm pretty sure Ronaldo was recently quoted. Someone asked him about reaching 1,000 goals, and he said, first you need to get to 900. I think he's maybe approaching 900. So if that's his attitude, that he's still got over another 100 goals in him, that's probably another 3 or 4 seasons of all competition football, wherever he's going to be playing.
Mm-hmm.
To some level where he can count it as a proper goal, for his tally. Yeah. So definitely Luxembourg and all these other teams like, Ronaldo in Portugal, I can see that going on for every game week for a while.
Harry's checking in just to say he does not have Truman yet. He's going the anti-U23 with the Urawa stack this week. I forgot that he had that. But yeah, the U23, does this Ramon Sosa really play for Paraguay? I guess so. Some good AA scores, actually.
How good is the Paraguay team? So they've got Almiron as well. Do they have anyone else that's fun that we can see on that expected scores or something?
Yeah, they played Argentina. Yeah, Almiron, Balbuena, Junior Alonso. He's pretty good, yeah.
Some guys.
Yeah,
Coronel goals.
So this was kind of interesting, and this is one of the things that drives me nuts about Opta, that they've now decided Sosa is a forward, and so Sorare has decided he's a forward, but he only has midfielder cards.
Yeah.
Which is definitely not as good, at least
not quite.
With random Paraguay starts.
For sure.
We've got Jules here, Julian Alvarez, Trubin, Mudryk, Foden, Bellingham, Vinicius. These are all the top U23 plays of the game week.
It's a big game for Bellingham, that isn't it? Because it's like it feels like his season, the way everything's went so far. At home to Italy, that's a big game. Italy just get a decent result there against a rubbish team. It might have been Gibraltar or Malta. It was one of the ones that are out there in the Mediterranean next to them, I'm sure.
Malta,
Malta, yeah. So, that Italy team, it'll be a big game for England, be a big game for Bellingham. It'll be good to see how well he scores because he's just been killing it recently.
Yeah. The Berardi train continued. We were talking about it how he doesn't start regularly for Italy, and he did get a start in this one, played only 65 minutes and got a comfortable 84 thanks to his 2 goals. Still the most underrated player on the platform, I think.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a good one.
Very, very good.
So let's see. Cap 240 going to give us anything special this week?
Dovbike.
Mudryk is, that's Wow.
I don't think Mudryk's that good for Ukraine, even like SO5 wise. Like, because Mudryk is like an attacking, like he's kind of like see the things people don't like about Haaland and all that. Mudryk kind of embodies that as well. SO5 wise, like doesn't actually do much in the game. He wants to run and attack the box and like play one pass or take a shot or something. He's not a guy that like drops deep and knits the passing together and give and go and 1-2s and all that kind of thing. So you need to get a lot of decisives, I think, to be a trip to be that good. But it is Malta or whatever they're playing. So
I feel like we see that with. It's actually not quite as similar. I was going to say that because Mudryk, he has been playing higher up, I guess, for Chelsea, but wasn't he like left back basically for a while?
I didn't see that. No, I've not watched Chelsea much this season. I think I watched the first 2 games or something, but no.
No, I just thought when he was at Shakhtar, didn't he play like further back? Did I make that up? Maybe I made that up.
Well, it was kind of
used to play deeper.
Yeah, I know when like we had them in the group stages when Mudryk kind of came alive, and basically Shakhtar were just playing. They were playing so deep, he kind of looked like a left back, if you know what I mean. And then he was like Gareth Bale-ing it up the pitch, if you know what I mean. So it might be that.
Gareth Bale-ing it. I love that line. I was mostly going to say that I thought he played in even more attacking role usually for Ukraine. And it kind of felt like Alphonso Davies with Canada, that he plays left back for Bayern, but for Canada, he's like an out, like left winger, like attacking winger. And so his scores for Canada, if he doesn't get a decisive, are actually usually really bad because he's in the attack, like crossing in and losing a ton of possession. And so like the Bayern scores don't translate as much into Canada, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I like Golf Bikes there. He's good at 39 because he's a big target man. So he'll just be up front, 39 points. That looks like fun. You've got a couple of goals against them.
At Malta, yeah. Do you have one of those?
No.
Really? I figured you had a whole Girona collection by now.
I'm getting there with the last season. He's a new season guy, but it's more that's more to get the pieces of the people rather than the overall like club of it all. Oh Jesus! But yeah, big Dov bike. That's a good one for him. 39 cost.
Yeah, we've got a lot of these. I mean, obviously with the Cap 240 stuff, you're going to have got lower cost guys near the top, but they do also have like some fairly decent matchups. Like we were talking about Sosa before. They're 79% to win. Martinez is obviously expected to do well. 52 is actually not that low. Kirkez, 78%. Mela, if he starts, in that Denmark game, I guess they could rotate a little, or they could rotate. There's your boy Vargas. Yeah, 55.
That's good going rating wise.
Yeah, the Denmark goalie, if Rano starts, I don't know if there's news out whether he'll start or not, but I think that's one of the rotation expectations, that they just let Schmeichel rest and let Rano finally get a start, because
they kind of need to do something about that, don't they?
Start, but they understand why Schmeichel keeps starting. Frustration all around.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, good game to get him in. 71%. A lot of people in the Sorare community seem to think he'll be getting in.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I'll just say, just go to the Sorare Scandinavia Discord. I'm sure they would know before any of us anyway.
Yeah.
I got nothing else. You got anything, Quinny?
I don't have 5 under 23 players. So,
I mean, we just saw you don't need 5 sometimes.
Well, that's true. I've not got enough, but I don't think. But yeah, we're almost there. When is the actual deadline? Is it tomorrow or tonight? Oh, no, it's tomorrow. Exactly one day.
24 hours and 13 minutes. So 24 hours, 13 minutes, and like 20 seconds, and then we can start working on really getting into the meat and potatoes of our weekend game week, where we can get back to our civilized play of club football. So thank you, everybody, for joining. If you could please subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to this guy right here. We'll be back on Wednesday to to talk about the matches that we all actually want to talk about, which are the return of club football. And yeah,
Super Caps.
let's do it. Thanks, everyone. Good luck this week.